Hey, good morning. What should we call this? Happy Monday morning musings. No. Monday morning magic. No. Happy Monday morning love. Happy magical loving Monday morning. We'll start there. mm. Okay, y'all. So if anybody has had a dream that you want to share. Let me see. I'm supposed to have a guest today. If I can find him. He gave me a handle that I cannot find. It's not coming up, so we gonna see. I'm gonna try his other page, even though he gave me a different one. What the heck? Is it? Oh. Well, hopefully he'll come on and he'll make a request, because I cannot find my guest. But if you have had, I like to talk about dreams, life, tarot, business, because I have that course, Dream Like a Pro. And so last night, I'm telling you, if y'all into dreams, you got to take my course. So last night, I had a dream, and I was like searching for something, and I was really in grief while I was searching for it. And then a dog came to me, a big black dog came to me, it stood up on his hind legs, and it put its paws on my shoulder, and it started licking my tears. And it was consoling me. Now, I've never been a big animal lover. I don't have a dog. I have grown to love animals, but not to the point that I would dream of them. So I'm just letting you know that's an anomaly. So before I even looked up what a big black, because I felt like I needed to look that up. Even though in my course I talk about using tarot to uncover your dreams' hidden messages so you can find out the deeper meaning of your dreams, I felt like I actually needed to look up that as the symbolism of the dog. But let me just tell you, first I pulled the cards, and I got 6 of coins reversed and the death card. Now, I always look up the cards. Even though I've been reading tarot for like 3 years, I still always look up the card. Is it 3 years? Yeah, 3 years. I still always look up the cards because I feel like I'm still learning. I haven't mastered it, I don't feel. I give accurate readings, but I want to master it. So, if you'll look at the 6 of coins upright, you can see that this person is giving money to these people, giving something to these people. And these people look like beggars, especially this one, right? Because they're looking up with their hands. So they have it evokes the image of a beggar. But at the same time, this person has a scale in his hand. So it's about justice and balance. And then 6 also being a balanced number. So, but and then he also has on like raggedy clothes. So that also gives the image of like, are they beggars? But in any case, whether they're beggars or not, this person is giving and these people are receiving. And you can look at this card I think from the upright, it tends to be from the perspective of these people receiving. So but in reverse, it's now from the person who's giving. So I got it in reverse, and in reverse, it meant like it's changing for me from one who's always receiving or asking to receive or in a position of needing to receive to one I'm looking for my guest. If you come on because your handle, I couldn't find your handle. So when you come on, send a request to join because your handle didn't show up. But anyway, it says like it's turning so that no longer being in a position of always receiving or asking for help, but in a position of having more than I need so that I will be the giver, and the I was gonna say the anthropist. What the hell is an anthropist? Philanthropist. Okay, so there's that. And then the death card is about transformation. It's about asking, what could be, what we can release so that we can receive, not receive. Well, yeah, what can be released, what can be like what needs to die so something can be born again. So that's what the death card is about, right? Okay, so now after I looked up the cards, I then looked up what does it mean to dream of a big black dog? And I mean, that dream was so powerful for me that I wanted the dog. And see, here's my trusted journal. For now, I have enough. Well, when you take the course, you'll see the options for journals. I do have another journal. It's beautiful. It's like nubuck. The material on it is nubuck. It's so gorgeous. But let's see if I can find it. I said, for y'all who don't know, my New Year's resolution is to sing more, so I'm singing anyway. I said, what did you say, girl? I said. Okay, let's see. It said, because I looked up about dream. Everything was missing by Walla. Okay. A lot was missing, had gone missing in my dream. And I was looking for it. And it was like important stuff, like a child in my wallet. Here we go. So something major is coming to an end for death, confirming you're on the right track. What's coming to an end and what's yearning to be reborn. And then the Six of Coins reverse has multiple meanings, but this particular meaning was the one that resonated with me. Help is no longer needed. My turn to be the giver. Transform it. Oh yeah, okay. My turn to be the giver. All right. So then looked up black dog, and black dog was transformation and called to help others. Just like the tarot card said. Just like the tarot card said. So when I tell you my method, the pro method, dream like a pro, I'm telling you it's accurate. It works. And you'll start to realize once you develop, if you don't already have experience with the cards, once you develop your experience with the cards and your faith in that process, then you'll start to realize like, oh, I can get all the answers I need from the cards regarding my dreams. So those were tarot cards that I pulled. But in my course, I talk about the difference between tarot cards and oracle cards and how to use both, even how to make your own cards. I have my own cards here. Let's see if we can look at my cards. They're so cute. How to make your own cards. Let's get a message for today using my cards. I made these cards. They were blank. And then I wrote some inspirational message. I gotta keep there. It's not thick enough for me. I wanted oracle cards. I mean, this could be the full deck if I wanted it to be. There's no set number, but I want it to be thicker. But let's see what card comes out for a message for us today. Oh, look what the message is for us today. Fuck that. That's hecka funny. That's the message for today. I needed that though. Because I woke up. I needed this. I woke up kind of like, I don't know, feeling some kind of way. Like I gave myself the first 10 days of the new year. Really, it was like the first week. I said, okay, this first week, I'm just going to rest and relax. So I gave that to myself. And then just like a damn vacation on a job, come the end of the week, Sunday, I started getting anxiety about Monday. Now I work for myself. I don't work. I don't have to go. I'm not going to work to a job that I hate. So that was crazy that I was having that anxiety. And I'm like, what is this about? I haven't had that kind of Monday morning anxiety since I stopped, teaching in the classroom. I love the kids. Don't get me wrong. I just didn't I don't know the structure of school. The politics, the games, all that. So I was like, wow, why am I having boom? Forget the why. The oracle card said fuck that. Y'all gonna find out. I'm crazy. Y'all gonna find out. Anyway, where is our guy at? He's not even on here, and I cannot see. So, lucky me, I have a plan. Well, I was going to show y'all. So, the guest that was going to come on today and join me was somebody from college that I had reconnected with. Like, I haven't seen him, but we connected on, social media and talked a little bit on the phone. But this brother was so sweet. We went to Howard together. And he was so sweet. And that was the magic at being at Howard. You ran into like a lot of good people, good dudes. So I just thought about that. Like, it was a lot of good dudes. It was a lot of dudes that was really raised right, raised well. They were respectful, creative, ambitious, industrious. Like, that was a really good experience, and I wanted it for my daughter. But Howard's going through, not just now is he going through problems, but let's see, my daughter is 22, so that was 4 years ago. I guess it was starting to go through its problems, and she never even got a letter to acknowledge that they received her application. We called several times, and they were like, yes, we got it, we'll send you something soon, and they never did. So baby had to go to Santa Barbara. I had to graduate early from there instead of early from Howard. So Santa Barbara got the win. They got the 20-year-old graduate instead of Howard. Anyway, she graduated from college at 20. Both my girls graduated high school early. I need to clean this. Y'all gonna see I'm not good at dusting. But this is a picture he took of me. I remember he came over. He was a friend of mine in college. He came over to my apartment. I had just moved to my apartment. And, I was like a free spirit. We was all free spirits. We was all just like exploring. And so I don't know how. I don't even remember if we had a class together, but he was like, let me take some pictures. He always had a camera. So he came over and he was taking pictures of me just doing my ordinary stuff to get my apartment together. So I didn't even have no furniture, and I was talking on the phone. Somebody called me, and then he was taking pictures. There's another picture, because in this one, I was playing with these. Oh, I think that's him. Okay, there we go. There we go, Dre. There we go. Now I can add you, Dre Goon. There we go. Talking about you.
I had the spelling of your handle wrong.
Oh, it's okay. I found
How you doing? Yeah, you did.
How you doing?
How are you?
Wonderful. Great.
Oh my God, it's our first time seeing each other.
I know. It's been a long, long time, huh?
This is so sweet. Thank you. And it's because you're the only one who responded to my call on Facebook. I was
hey.
Anybody want to join me? And you was like, hey.
Well, see, I'm excited about writing.
Oh, wait, before we get to that, did you see what I was showing the people?
I just saw that. Oh my gosh.
That picture you took.
What a memory. Wow.
You took 3 pictures that day.
I haven't seen that in so many years, actually. Wow.
Are you still taking pictures? Are you still
I am, but not commercially or anything, for fun. Like, I just walk around the lake with my iPhone, or, walk by my mom's house with, and take a picture here and there. But I'm mostly painting now.
Okay.
A lot of painting, helping my buddy. He works for Bay Area Mural Project, I think it's called. Mm-hmm. So I help him with murals, and sometimes he gets some side gigs outside of the company too. So I help him with, some local friends that want their buildings painted or something. So I've been doing a lot of painting lately, and art parties.
The art part. So I know I couldn't make it to the last one, but I'm looking forward to that. You got to keep me in the loop.
I will. Yeah, we're branching out a little, so hopefully we get some bar spots this year. So that's what we're looking for. Expand.
Because I think I saw was it in the last flyer, or is it on your page? It was like some Panther images.
Yeah, we were gonna do. We've been doing murals, but we've been doing art parties. So here's one. I'm gonna show you this one. See, we've been doing little small pieces, right?
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, so this is one of the first ones we did for one of the art parties, and I would give away the kit. I gave away the art kit.
Oh wow!
So they could post it up and they could practice on their own.
Yeah.
So that was the general idea, to start hosting these functions like that. And then we've been doing it since May, and we've just been doing small canvases. But now we're going to start doing large canvases. Like we want to do, since we're doing murals. He's got a lot of mural friends, and a lot of small, people who paint small want to learn how to paint larger scale.
Okay.
So we're going to start doing like a wall size pieces with a group.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to come to that.
Oh yeah. So that was the Panther mural was going to be a collage. So I just kind of put it as a collage, and then we were going to turn it into a large scale mural. But it was the holidays, and we didn't. It was a lot of people, had plans already, so we didn't really get a chance to promote like we wanted to. But so we just had a small, just get together and ate food and stuff.
Oh, that's nice.
But we're ready. We're ready. We're just gonna start promoting probably this next couple weeks and stuff. So I'll let you know.
And the mural project, you all work with kids, don't you? For the Bay Area?
Well, yeah. Sometimes they have a children's programming too, because they've done stuff in school. They do stuff in schools as well. So they do instructional stuff. Like he's got like a whole curriculum. They'll go to schools and teach them how to paint and look at different stuff. They do like my buddy's section. I think he does symbols. Like he focuses on symbols and their meanings and stuff. So he has a whole curriculum on that, and he teaches kids.
Oh my gosh, I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because he's in Adinkra symbols. Like a lot of his stuff has Adinkra.
Wow, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the Adinkra symbols, in case people don't know, can you tell us?
Oh yeah, Adinkra symbols come from West Africa, and they just you see them on a lot of patterns. You'll see them on a lot of clothing patterns and stuff, and they represent some kind of meaning in the culture. So one of my favorites is the crossed crocodiles. I forget what's Kunafu, I think it's called, and it means unity and diversity. So it's two crocodiles going in two different directions, and it means unity and diversity. And I've around a lot of crowds of folks, different types of cultures. So I love that one. It's one of my favorites. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah. And before we go into the writing, tell the people who you are. What's your name?
My birth name is Andre. I was born in California. I was born in the Silicon Valley, Mountain View. My folks had a history of being involved in real estate and the tech industry. And I went away to college at Howard and became an artist, and came back to California. And even though it was my dream to just keep on going, I was just going to be the Renaissance artist and go to Paris and Greece. Mm-hmm. I was a sculptor, so I wanted to sculpt. I wanted to do all the things that all the great artists did. But my culture drew me back home a little bit, like going to Howard, meeting all these different cultures, and then realizing I didn't know my family as much as I wanted to. So I came back to California and started retracing my roots more, like, getting to know my elders before they passed, that kind of thing. And I studied martial arts and acupuncture for a while. I was,
hold on. It's a little bit.
Oops, someone's trying to call me.
Oh, okay.
Trying to call me. Yeah, so I've been doing local security and stuff for in West Oakland, martial arts. I was involved in East Bay Church of Religious Science for quite a while, so that really affected sort of my outlook on life and stuff. Sort of the new thought, old wisdom practice and stuff. So I'm really into that kind of stuff. I was an activist in Occupy Oakland for a while. That really changed my life big time. I'm a father. I have 4 children.
What?
Yeah.
Andre done grew up.
Oh.
Out there getting it in.
Yeah.
Oh, how old are your kids?
The oldest is gonna be 19 this year. The youngest is 5. So they span.
Woo!
So, and I got a couple of stepdaughters too. My stepdaughters is grown. They had their mamas before the mamas had my children. So I just kind of came in. I was sort of the cleanup crew, But yeah.
Wait, so wow. Okay. Now I forgot about us. We adults, we have lives. You got kids. I'm like, oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But it's kind of shocking me. I got 2 kids.
Time has flown. Time has
It's slow.
flown.
I know. I was looking at my little grades and I was like, dude, I still got grades. People still got grades.
No, I know.
What did you major in at Howard?
Huh?
Oh, your little bitty grades. That looks nice though.
Yeah, that's why I cut all this off so you can't see. I'm spicy up here. I'm a little spicy.
A little spicy.
Yeah.
What did you major in at Howard again?
I was a fine arts major. Sculpture was my major, but I kind of minored in photography. Like I had a mentor.
Did I meet you through Rashida? Because she was in fine arts sculpting.
Maybe.
And I feel like I have a picture. I should have brought it. I have a black and white photo of her, and I feel like you might have taken that.
I think I did take a picture of her too.
And wrap on and at a window, but I'd have to show it to you probably for you to remember.
Yeah, because you had a roommate at the time.
Huh?
You had a roommate also. Who was your roommate?
Well, when you took this picture, I had just moved into my place, so that was my new place where you had came.
Okay.
Before that, I was staying with a friend, and then before that, I was staying with Rashida and Sundia.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't remember you in those spaces.
I remember Sundia.
Okay, well then you must know Rashida then.
I must. I would if it'd take a while. It's been a while for me.
I wouldn't take a while. Okay, so before this, I'm looking at the clock because before they kick us off, because they'll kick us off at, I think, at an hour, and then it won't save, and I want to make sure it saves.
Okay.
So let's talk about this writing thing. Oh, my baby love Richard joined. She be calling me sis, but I be looking at her like a daughter. But hey, sis, daughter, sis. She don't know. She just found out just now.
That's actually funny.
So tell me about writing. That's what we were talking about, writing.
Yeah, writing.
You said, "Oh yeah, I'll be able to join." I'll be at writing, and I could just hop on. And then you had, hey now,
Yeah.
And then you had called me about. You made a call for it was to kind of just see if my program fit for you, but clearly you were on a different path that my program wasn't necessarily a suit for you, but that's how we connected with the writing thing. So
Right.
Let's talk about it. What you doing writing wise?
So when I was involved in Occupy Oakland, I was assaulted by the police in Richmond.
Richmond, California?
In Richmond, yeah. I was at the train. I was at the Amtrak, and I was about to go visit my family in Modesto. That's where I'm at now. My mom and my brother and stuff, and uncle live in Central Valley. So I came out here to visit from Oakland, and I went to the Richmond because Richmond has the Amtrak station where the BART is. So I got off the BART, was getting on the Amtrak. I'd already had a ticket. It was a rainy day, and it was April of 2012 or so, and some kids had hopped off the train and they had not paid their fare, and the police had come and was interrogating them from Sacramento. They were coming from Sacramento to Richmond. They got off at Richmond, and the BART police were there first, and then the Richmond PD came to back them up apparently.
Okay.
Reason. And I was just watching, and so one of the Richmond police officers came and approached me because I had dreadlocks and I looked like I should be associated with these other black youngsters, right? So he said, "Are you a part of this?" And I said, "A part of what?" He said, "Are you a part of this?" I said, "A part of what?" What is that going on? So then he says, "Oh, you're a smart one," or I don't know what he said, something. So he came up to me, grabbed my arm, and needed to assault me.
Oh.
So he tried to arrest me because he thought I was some thug or drug dealer. I don't know who they thought I was. And another cop jumped on my back. I ended up spending a week in jail, North Carolina. and then a couple years trying to sue the Richmond Police Department, but I lost because when you're on the railroad track, it's federal land. So if I won, of course, it would set precedent for all these other assaults that happened were happening.
Oh, okay.
Oscar Grant had already taken place before that, I believe, and then of course we've seen all kind of other stuff, issues after that. So it's always been sort of it's been a stumbling block for me to figure out, to recalibrate what my path. When I was younger, when I was in acupuncture school for a minute, my cousin is in the Ifa community. He's a Yoruba priest or Yoruba style priest, the Santeria Lukumi or whatever. And he gave me a reading one time and it said I should be a priest too. And I was like, I'm not feeling it, because I was very anti-religious. You know, I'm spiritual but not religious. And so it was like, after I was assaulted by the police, I was just sort of in this daze, haze. You know, I even had 2 more children, another relationship, and that didn't really even go completely like it should have went if I was, fully healthy, mental.
Okay.
And it's always been hard to talk about it because it's always on the news, and plus it's sort of so many people's story, and there's not necessarily it's I had to get a therapist basically, because process this information. You can tell your story to your friends 1,000 times, you can tell it to your family 1,000 times, but it's really not complete for me. I mean, even if I tell it, I know I have to write the story. And so that was really part of me deciding, okay, well, first I was into philosophy, and that kind of helped me. I had a mentor at Laney College, Amir Sabzavari, and he was an activist he has an activist background. His parents were activists in Persia, Middle East, during the Shah, I guess, the Shah. And so he sort of knew my background as being an activist and kind of could relate, and kind of like, you're into this philosophy thing, you should just keep going. So I went to our King School for the Ministry for a minute, and I just recently graduated in May of last year. I got my master's.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
And I was in search of God, like, hey, I need an answer to why I feel a certain type of way. And in that process of going to that school, I had another mentor. I learned theater of the oppressed. We talked about this, theater of the pedagogy of the oppressed, that comes from America, and that is it's a theater program, and it helps the oppressed people tell their story and use it to tell it. And it was it was a healing process for me, and helped me in my process. And I was just like, I was changed by it. I didn't really know I was changed by it until I was starting to write my thesis, and COVID had hit. I had gotten, right before I got the thesis, to write the thesis, I had been awarded a fellowship to teach a class, our King, as a student. So they gave me a stipend to teach a class for half a semester. And the other half semester, I planned the class with another mentor teacher.
I want to find out now that you've mentioned first of all, I want to congratulate you not only on completing your program, but also for seeking out therapy. I am an advocate of therapy and have been for a long time, and we don't hear enough men, and especially Black men, speaking about it. And so I am so grateful that you put that word out just now. And
thank you.
Also grateful that you found healing with the theater of the oppressed. Is that what you said? It was the theater? Yeah. With the pedagogy of the oppressed theater. So that is huge and beautiful. And I want to know now, like, if we can fast forward a little bit to how the writing comes into play with your healing.
Well, writing my thesis, I realized that theater and expression and using the body to express itself is is something that we don't get to do in education in general. Like we rarely get to do that. And I used to be in education. I worked for Oakland Unified. I worked with youth in mental health systems in Oakland, in the Bay Area. So I realized, and I started to see, you know, I know how kids can't sit still in the room. I work with crack babies in the classroom. I know how this thing is done. And I was like, wait a second, this is working for me. So I know that it could work for other people. And during COVID, half the class we were doing it live. It's meant to be done live and in person, but we were on lockdown, so everyone had to go home, and we had to do it through our phones and through our you know, laptops and stuff. So I had my class do the techniques with their camera far away, so we could see their poses, we could see their expression, they can make the sounds. Maybe we might not be able to touch and be intimate in that way or get close to each other, but we could still express certain things, and we can still, and part of Theater of the Oppressed, the biggest part of the theater is the discussion afterwards. It's like what you've unpacked. Like, it's not necessarily the performance itself, it's more about the contents of the performance. So it's almost because the audience becomes the actors. So he calls it spectators, because we're not longer spectators. We're not getting a third person view of the movie on Netflix. We are the actors. Our story is the story. So we're getting up on the stage and we're acting it out, and then we're discussing it and seeing how everybody reflected upon it. And then that's like big, you know, the biggest piece of that. And I knew I had to write about it, you know, because it's helping me, and it's still helping me. And I want so many more opportunities to do it other places with so many more people, that I knew the book would be the perfect vehicle for that to happen.
So you're writing about your experience teaching this kind of theater?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, this is exciting. So as you all do these these mural things, will you also be giving like the community opportunity to experience these theater things?
Well, that's the next step. I think what had happened was my buddy Artistic, we've been painting together for years. Like, he's been an artist since, like, I met him as soon as I graduated from college. So we've been painting it off and on for years, drawing and stuff. And he's into doing big murals, and he likes to do stage stuff. Like, you know, right now he's working at the Parade Shop in San Francisco, spray painting stuff. And, you know, he likes that staging stuff. And I was reflecting on with some friends of mine on how there's been so much talent that comes out of Oakland that we should really do something with all these youth out here that have all this talent. Like, I used to be in classrooms. And be teaching, and I'd have to like pretend I wasn't laughing at the kids clowning in the back of the room, you know?
Right.
So let's get back to the lesson, guys. Okay, let's just get through this. But so my whole point is that we should really be doing something with this. So there's a new grant in Oakland, I believe, and I'm trying to get involved with it. And it's a festival grant, and I'm trying to write, and knowing the nonprofit system and some people in those nonprofit agencies, I'm trying to get a sponsor. Well, we have a temporary sponsor, but we're trying to see if we can get some money to put on a theater. I want to develop a theater program, whole system around it that has a permanent space in Oakland, and also be able to travel and train more people to do the same thing, be the Joker, and facilitate the Theater of the Oppressed. And that's what they call it, the Joker. So, yeah.
When you were talking about how effective this was in the classroom, it reminded me of when I was in the classroom. I was a teacher for 18 years, and I would teach the so-called hard-to-reach students. It was always at the continuation school, juvenile hall, and those are kinesthetic learners, so they need to move. And I remember when I was young in my career, and I was going from one school to a different school, a friend had pulled me over to this continuation school, and he was like, he was a veteran teacher already, and he's the one who told me, you got to have them moving. You got to have them doing skits, doing little plays, doing little things like that. So I went in ready. We reinvented the story of how America was discovered because I gave them like alternative information about the Moors from conquering Spain and then
Go,
coming.
girl.
And so then we rewrote the script of the discovery of America and acted it out. And then I remember that we would do a lot of collaboration with mental health programs. And so Berkeley Mental Health had came in and wanted to test out the cognitive behavioral intervention for trauma in schools program. And I believe this thing was developed in response to like the pandemic of bullying, school shootings, and things like that, if I make no error. Okay. But it was developed kind of for a different population, a suburban white population. And so they came in and they wanted to work with the teachers to tailor it to our students. So I collaborated with them on that, and we completely revamped it to make it more kinesthetic, nice. To make it more physical, more active. That was the most peaceful class I've had. Like peaceful, I mean, that doesn't mean quiet, right? Like right. The kids were talkative,
active, right?
And they're joking, and they're like you said. I would actually be laughing. You said you would try to stop, not laugh. I'll be laughing. They stuff is so funny. Like that's what I miss. I miss that part of teaching, of being in school environments.
Yeah,
is the human factor. The kids would be so funny. In fact, one time this was so funny when I first started teaching. I was like, take these notes. These were like 8th graders, I think, at the time. And one girl wasn't taking notes. Like, why are you not taking notes? She's like, I don't have a pencil. And I was like, what you mean you don't have a pencil? You're not going to ask? And I said, ask and you shall receive. Knock and the door shall be open. Can I get a witness? And everybody said, amen. The whole class said amen. I was like, where in the world can you get this except with these kids? Exactly. I love the kids. I love the kids. So, oh my God, when you getting back into the classroom, maybe I can figure out from you. Maybe I could be your assistant or something, so I can get back in touch with the kids. Because also, I'm interested in that theater program that you're developing, and I really want to find out about your when you write this book. I would love to find out, to read about those experiences.
Yeah, and recently my therapist, I think it's my therapist now. Sometimes I'm getting old, so I have memory loss and I can't remember who said what. But sometimes I'll be sitting on the couch in the evening and something will just flash across my forehead, and I'll be like, "Oh, let me look that up. I don't know what it means, but I'll." So the other day I was laying in the bed and then something said NLP, neuro linguistic programming, and I was like, "What's that?" I was like, who said that? And I'm like looking around the room, nobody else here in the house. Like, let me go look that up. And I looked it up. I was up all night. Like, I've been doing this all the time. I've been doing neuro linguistic programming since a little bit before the pandemic, for sure. Because I was like, okay, I got to figure out something about my career and this money situation and the future and what I'm going to do for my kids. And so I started looking up different mentors and public speakers. And I didn't realize that Tony Robbins, who, is like the famous, public speaker person, he does it all the time. I've been watching this guy since he came out, off and on. But I didn't really know that's what he was doing. And I started looking at it and I was like, so neuro-linguistic programming is just like, I'm going to add it to my program because it is basically, like you say, seek and find. We're always seeking our meaning and our purpose, but sometimes we miss the mark because we have these traumas and triggers. And so it's really dealing with them traumas and triggers in the moment, and you are reprogramming your thoughts. And it starts with the modeling. First, you're starting with modeling successful people. I was like, I've been doing this all the time. And you do physical stuff to yourself. Like if you get traumatized by something, like if I have a bad memory, like we're always told to focus on the positive, but it's hard when we have trauma. And sometimes we'll get sucked into trauma, or we'll be in an environment or around people that'll remind us of it, and we'll just be trapped in that space. And then he says, well, there's this technique called swishing, where you go back and forth from whatever was traumatizing you. If you feel the past trauma come up, you set whatever your goal or your most joyful moment, your joyful picture. Say it's going to the beach and putting my feet in the sand and listening to and watching the sunset. So I have a technique that when I feel negativity, I'll start tapping, or I'll tap myself in one place that will remind me of the good moment, and I'll be at that beach. And if I feel some negativity, or if my ex is calling me, give me a hard time, and I don't know how to talk to her right at the moment, I'll be like, okay, I'm going to the beach. Turn up the sun. Turn up that pink sunset. Oh my God, yeah. Okay, I'm ready to talk. How you doing? Everything. You know what I mean? So.
I want to call. Okay, I want to call you Ifakoya. Can I call you Ifakoya?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Even though I knew you as Andre, I met you anew as Ifakoya. Then you come on here talking about you, Andre. So, Ifakoya, I really want. Can we do a part 2 so we can continue this vibe? Because this is so beautiful. This is everything I love. All right. I don't want to lose this. I want us to get off before it kicks us off.
Birds of a feather. I'm definitely down. Let's keep talking.
All right. Yeah, have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.